here it goes with another session of the awesome friend club of Myriad and a Myriad of Chains. So we have, as usual, Decentricity, Pandu, Sastro, Alex with us, and Ibnu since last episode. He's stuck around because he likes us. And we have
debatable.
new arrival right now. Josh. Josh has joined the party. Josh has joined the party, so maybe just take 1 minute to introduce yourself, and we are gonna dive right into the heart of the matter after Josh introduces himself. So who are you, Josh?
I'm been involved on and off for a few years with Myriad and help to test it when you guys need me and keep the content flowing. I currently am working IT. I also am heavily involved in politics in the U.S. and I'm a precinct delegate in Michigan.
Okay, elected official with us today. Fantastic. So without further ado, let's just start. Pandu, what do you have for us today?
I don't know.
Well, is it tenacious? Is it rambunctious? Is it?
It's two things. It's one part is political and the other is like updates on the state of crypto Twitter. Well, the state of crypto in general. Some very important news coming out of crypto today. The Ethereum merge has been scheduled for September 15th, 16th. This is next month.
Yeah,
so a lot of people are saying many things, but like I'm excited about the technological part of this because this is quite an undertaking. Of course, the all of the previous merges have all of the previous testnet merges were okay, but once the mainnet merges, this will affect a lot of things. Actually, will affect probably, so again, not financial advice, probably would affect the price of Ethereum as well, right? Some people are saying with the merge happening, it will drop first and then like probably come back after the merge has been completed. Some people are saying that. People are saying it's just like it's gonna go up. It's just gonna be a bull run. I don't know. I'm not a trader. I come from the tech part of things. So yeah, very exciting. At the same time,
so I see Vitalik saying this like this doesn't look like a good idea.
This is something that we actually need to add to our beautiful Myriad. This is not in reply to this, by the way.
Okay.
This is actually in reply to something else, which is it's not there. I didn't import it. Actually, let's go back to my profile. Let's just go through the things that I imported. Okay, so it'll be clear. Actually, yeah, here. I'm adding this to the experience so there's context for it. Yeah, so here.
MakerDAO is.
Oh, this is you haven't read this, huh? Ha ha ha.
Huh. No, I've not. Wow.
Huge.
That's a lot.
Huge. Okay, here's the context. Some of you might not know, but MakerDAO is the one that like basically is like the DAO that manages all of the collaterals of DAI.
Yeah.
DAI. Okay, so that's a stablecoin, of course. So over, I think it's about 80% of DAI is actually backed by USDC. The thing is, DAI is a decentralized stablecoin, right? As in, like, it's over collateralized and decentralized. So it's not like the issue with Do Kwon's piece of shit UST. That's that's like synthetic endogenous stablecoin backed by a synthetic endogenous asset, which is a huge issue because you know what happened, that the UST collapsed, right? But DAI has always been considered a sort of like a safe haven because DAI is backed and it's actually over collateralized, right? I, again, not a trader, so I don't know the exact numbers. I'm not an economist either. I just know the concepts. So MakerDAO actually has 80%. Again, I've maybe the numbers are wrong, but like most of its collateral is actually in USDC. Now, what is so bad about USDC? Anyone know?
A tornado hit it.
Yeah, a tornado hit it. So the US, U.S. government, U.S. fucking the Biden administration. Let's go, Brandon. The U.S. government told everyone that, hey, Tornado is now illegal. So Tornado Cash is a privacy mechanism, privacy mixer. Okay, privacy mixers sound like they could be criminal. Like you put in money here, you get money out there, and it's laundered. Sounds like money laundry for a lot of normies, and I know where they're coming from. But the thing is, Tornado is also used a lot by developers in this space. For example, if you're funding a new smart contract, right, and you're creating a new project, a DeFi project, and you're funding a new smart contract, you don't want people to find that project before it's ready to launch. One. Second, if you're already famous, like your wallets are already famous, you're gonna get tracked by everyone just waiting for the next big thing, which actually that actually would be bad for you as well, because if you create a new smart contract, people ape into that smart contract before it's ready, and then there are security issues. So developers in this space actually use these kinds of mixers, these kinds of anonymizers a lot. And of course, thirdly, privacy is a fucking human right. So fuck you, Biden. That actually caused, no, that's only one part of the story. The second part of the story is that it caused those big-brained pieces of shit at Circle, the guys who run USDC, to freeze accounts that have Tornado Cash transactions. Just a fucking terrible idea. Because first of all, it highlights that USDC is centralized. Actually, because of course, like there's a method in their smart contract that says blacklist, like .blacklist, right? So that's already insane. And secondly, of course, people are going to be trolling this exact thing, right? So I guess during the week, there were a bunch of trolls actually sending like 0.1 Ethereum to a ton of people, including like famous people, including like celebrities who have their Ethereum address online, just to troll the government, which is actually a dangerous game because that would mean that these guys would be banned. Like, here's the thing: USDC getting frozen is your money getting frozen.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? That's the news for today. That's actually why MakerDAO is trying to do this. By the way, converting all USDC to ETH, and but Vitalik is saying, dude, if ETH drops a lot, the value of collateral will go way down. But the CDP is basically the collateralized something that basically is like the measure within MakerDAO about the collateral will not get liquidated. So the whole system would be a fractional reserve, which means it's no longer a stable coin, right? Like logically, unless you manage it, like, oh, ETH goes down, buy more. ETH goes down, buy more, right? Which is also an issue, right? So Vitalik's correct, but a lot of people in the replies, and again, we should have like, this can be accessed. Just click Twitter, you can actually see what's happening here. A lot of people are saying, oh, you're not very confident about Ethereum then. And there's a solution about the USDC dependency issue. And I mean,
well, I don't know, like being confident about Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum is supposed to be a utility platform by default, right? It was designed to actually allow people to build stuff on the top of it. So confident in Ethereum, he is confident in Ethereum, I'm pretty sure. Now the value and the very nature of the market is such that just this piece of information, just this dialogue can produce movements that we don't actually expect.
That's
so how can you be
that's happened already. So
right.
This is me during Bantek's tweet. This is me after Vitalik's tweet.
There is a meme like that, right?
Right, but like literally it actually happened. One sec. Let me show you I should have imported this. This is actually quite funny. Where is it? Yeah. Literally.
So
voila.
okay. Oh
I mean, dude, this is crypto. Come on, like that's gonna.
Yes.
Anyway, that's the first topic.
And this is why you don't want to track wallets. This is why you don't want to track wallets, because this kind of things adds instability.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
I would like to have Josh's opinion though about like freezing the accounts of a supposedly decentralized cryptocurrency.
I guess there seems like there's going to be a lot of legal issues there. If it was supposed to be decentralized and you're able to freeze it.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's some centralization there at some point.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't want it to come from my mouth or from Decentricity's mouth. Like I wanted it to come from someone else. But we all agree on this, right?
From a normie. You could say normie. I'm a normie. That's fine.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about it previously. Like we talked about it a little bit, like offline with Pandu, and also like someone was outside the conversation. Like same conclusion. This is centralization, and this is bad.
Nah.
If I was thinking about the Ethereum, so the if you had to describe it in like stock terms, would it be like a stock split, reverse stock split, or would it be like an acquisition?
Oh, for the Ethereum merge, that's actually quite different. Good question, though. It's to simplify, it's changing proof of work to proof of stake, which are different consensus models. So the Ethereum is going to, the network itself is going to change, basically, right? So there has been noise about people trying to maintain the proof of work Ethereum, because this actually happened before. This is called a fork. So this actually happened before, during the DAO, the first DAO that got hacked, the DAO hack era. Danny's friend hacked the DAO.
And this is because of my friend that we now have Ethereum Classic, which is probably not gonna fork now, right?
It's gonna fork. Didn't you hear?
Ethereum Classic too?
Two forks. There are already 2 forks, and Justin's son is backing one of the forks.
But they're not forking Ethereum Classic, it's the main.
Not Ethereum Classic. Ethereum. I mean
the current
that style of forking is gonna happen again. But like the people who are, here's the thing: the proof of stake Ethereum. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't mine it. All you can do is do a validator thing, right? Like, and it's only 32 Ethereum. So anyway, Josh, that's conversion between the proof of work Ethereum to the proof of stake Ethereum.
Well, actually, no, I get that part, but like as far as like if you say you had, I mean, would it be like acquiring, like say an energy company was acquiring another energy company, they both did energy, but they did different types of energy, and they're doing, a solar company and an oil company, for instance, and now there's going to be all solar. Is that not something you can put into that context?
It's equivalent, because if you keep the same asset, it'll translate over to the new network.
Actually, but for Josh's for whatever Josh's understanding, right?
It would be like if you keep the same asset, then like, and someone forks it, then on that fork that asset still exists, right? So you will have two, like let's say the proof of work Ethereum is ETH and then the new Ethereum is Ethereum. If you keep the Ethereum, you have the new Ethereum, and you will also have the old Ethereum if you access the network that stays behind.
It's like a company would split after a pivot. We still do the old products.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It sounds like it's very different from an airdrop mechanism, because airdrops you get like in your wallet, but like this one is like it stays in your wallet, but like the network splits in two, but the state of the network is actually copied between two. So yeah, I mean, is it a stock split? I don't know.
Well, I was just thinking of the terms of Ethereum itself and the value of it. Would it be similar to a stock split or a reverse stock split? Like, would it be coming together or splitting apart?
It might actually affect the value, because now you have more assets technically, because more networks, but that all depends on whether the forks that remain, like the one that's not moving over to the merge, are successful or not. they will probably be a lot less valuable. Like the point is, like the proof of work Ethereum is probably going to be less valuable than the one that's like the mainline Ethereum.
I mean, and I understand more of this at the technical. That's the only way I've ever successfully been able to explain anything crypto related to anyone not crypto is by using that examples of stocks and values and things like that, because that's usually what someone can relate to.
Yeah, comparing it to security, which is actually, I mean,
it's not the same at all. It's just
Yeah.
that, but you're having a value for something that's not money, that you don't see as money, even though money is a weird concept.
Or intangible, yeah. But no metaphor is perfect in any case. As long as people get to understand and attracted to the technology and then learn by themselves and then build stuff, because building is fun. Alex, Ivnu, do you have things to show us? Or Pandu, do you have more things to show us?
Yeah, it's me first. I guess it should be me first and then Josh, right? Because I was going to open about like this the discussion about there's actually a ton of weird stuff that happened this week. On the same day that Tornado Cash, SEC acted on Tornado Cash, and the USDC got frozen out of a lot of wallets. The FBI raided Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago, residence, not house. He basically stays in Mar-a-Lago resort. So this is a post not from Myriad. This is coming from Truth.Social, by the way. So but it's copied to Twitter, so that's why I was able to import it here. But yeah, it's crazy when you look at it. This is actually the first raid, the first FBI raid on a president, on a former president. This is crazy, and
it's the first time any president has ever had a warrant issued for them ever.
Okay, right. And it's I'd like to speak about like how well this country is going to hell, but yeah. So first of all, I don't know why it happened on the same day. It might be a coincidence. It's just like it's precisely the same day. Like and is it related? Is it not related? Anyway, Trump says in early June, he was asked to put an extra lock on the door where the boxes are stored. And these are documents. And and then on Monday, which is like 2 months after, they broke into Mar-a-Lago and went to the same storage area and ripped open the very same lock that Trump had installed at their request. So that's one. That's so it's like, hey, okay, we've seen these documents. Okay, please put locks here, sir. All right. Okay, so a couple months later, they broke the lock. Dude, your documents are insecure. I mean, right.
Well, also the weird part. So I am, for some additional context, I'm also going to law school as well right now. So for some additional context, or also that's something that's really weird is they refused to get. So his lawyer was there because they saw them come, and he makes enough money he can have lawyers on call. So his lawyer showed up and asked for a copy of the warrant, and they said no, that it was sealed. And then they also told the lawyer they couldn't be on the premises. They couldn't be on Mar-a-Lago, the premises of Mar-a-Lago at all.
Isn't that illegal? Like that you're supposed to show the
usually if your house is being searched, you're allowed to watch them, or you're appointed. But they said because he wasn't there to say that it was okay for them to watch them, even though it was his lawyer that he told them was okay, they wouldn't let them. So apparently they went through a bunch of other stuff. If you on Truth.Social, Trump also claimed that they went through his wife's
underwear
personal drawer.
Yeah. They tore up Melania's underwear drawer, which is nuts. So that actually, again, weird week. Tornado Cash, and then Trump, and then Trump got raided by the FBI. Then Congress voted to weaponize the IRS further with literal firearms. With how many more agents? Ton of more agents, right? 10,000.
Well, it's 87,000 more employees.
87,000. Okay. Yeah.
So that's scary for a Jew that's apolitical like me. That's actually scary. I remember Capone, that was had for tax issues, but okay, there's been a trend in my country of origin where the government is very, I'm gonna say, very driven to punish tax evasion on a small level, like a couple $100 of evasion, or a couple of $100 of cheating and this kind of things. And the big cases always go under the radar, and big companies go through tax optimization, in order to not pay their due on the soil. And this scares me because if the schema is the same in the US, it means that a lot of I'm gonna say, like, ordinary citizens are now in danger, like in actual danger. Their lives. It's crazy.
The issue also is that, like, they're trying to frame this as like more taxes on billionaires, but what they raised in Congress were actually the taxes on the middle class, which is the thing that just also happened this week, by the way.
Well, if you,
I mean, how do you enforce taxing billionaires with guns? I'm sorry, Josh, I cut you.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just going to tell her to go to my. I put in a screenshot, the same screenshot. I put it in Myriad. If you want to go to my.
Let me jump over to.
It shows the job requirements that they were asking for.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, check it out, Danny. Oh,
I saw that. They want security agents, basically.
They want like these agents are special agents and maintain a level of fitness necessary to effectively respond to life-threatening situations.
Yeah.
God.
We're talking about taxes, right?
But this is IRS, right? Why is IRS having this?
That's the damn question, man. This happened on the exact same week as the Trump thing, as the other things. Like,
oh my god, and carry a
I mean, a lot
firearm?
of people are not paying attention because it's Trump. A lot of, like, Asians, honestly, are not paying attention because, like, in Asia, we've sort of, like, been conditioned to think we only get CNN. We only get CNN.
Just to put it in context, to the IRS budget this year was officially on the actual budget was $12.6 billion for this year, and the increase that they got in this past bill, well, it hasn't passed technically yet, but it will, is $80 billion. So they went from $12.6 billion budget to 92.6 billion dollars.
Wow, that's sixfold.
Yeah. Well. Wow.
And the main funding line was for audits of households making less than $400,000 a year.
Less than $400,000 a year, guys.
I'm staying in Indonesia.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I still have my stuff.
And probably I'm gonna move to Iceland or something.
Iceland? Why?
I don't know. Bjork.
Oh,
where they canceled all their debt a few years ago.
Were they what? Sorry.
It isn't Iceland, or was that Greenland that just canceled all of their debt? And
probably, and they did some funny things with bankers also. The Pirate Party. Like, I found that pretty refreshing, to be honest. But if you
scroll down below that screenshot I put, they deleted that job posting after everyone started looking at it. If you go down one more.
Yeah, but like the.
So is this? Oh yeah. This is crazy, and there's been no counter information. Like, no, it's not from us. No, they didn't deny anything.
It's on their job site, like literally.
That's why when I screenshotted, I made sure I got the URL at the top. IRS.jobs.
It's right here. See? I saw it live. I just didn't screenshot. See, this is why Myriad is important. So, Josh, do you want to share your screen, or Do you want to just tell me what to do next, and you can just?
We can just talk about what's there. Yeah, I mean, you already have it.
Yeah, I already have it on anyway. So
yeah, if you go down to scroll down to the next one, the Dr. Gina. So that's supposed to that was a so the Gateway Pundit is kind of like one of the is like a news site that just reports on rumors out of politics, so you can't really take it anything they say as fact. It's just kind of but they do have a pretty good accuracy rating. But they said that the rumor is that the warrant that someone leaked the warrant to them, and the warrant specifically cited a binder of documents from an investigation that had been that essentially made the FBI look really bad, and Trump had specifically ordered that information to be declassified before he left office, which
search for
the president in the United States has sole authority to declassify anything they want anytime they want. There's no like the Crossfire hurricane scandal. Yeah. So the president of the United States, that's one of the few powers they have that can't be checked by anyone. They can declassify anything at any time. So anytime a president says they want to be more open, but they can't, they're lying, because they literally can just make something unclassified by saying it is. So he did that, but the only exception to that is they can't release names, like specific names, and like they can't release like the names and contact information of FBI agents or something, for their protection or whatever. So it's supposedly been the past 19 months.
By the way, this part is like all documented. Everyone knows it. Like, go to the link. This is actually part of the archives.gov for Trump White House. So they actually, like, Trump actually did declassify this. This is a matter of public.
Yeah, it just hasn't actually been released yet, because they said that they're still working to
true, but get rid of the presidential memoranda is real. I just wanted to highlight to
So it's just a rumor. Yeah, so that is real. Just the reason that it might not be what the warrant is for, but supposedly the leaked warrant says that he has an unredacted version of that, and that's why they raided his house, is because they wanted to get the unredacted version that had people's names and contact information on it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of very heavy news. I would propose, because we're at the 30 minutes mark already, to switch to a lighter topic, because I want to have a weekend when I don't crawl under my bed.
Alex Jones. Alex Jones. Go for Alex Jones.
Go for Alex Jones. Like you want to give me anxiety. That's what you want, Pandu.
You're a liberal, Danny. I love giving you anxiety. I'm sorry, dude. Like, you are my liberal pet. Okay, that sounds really bad.
Oh my God, I'm a laborist. That's what I am.
Okay, Josh, just a bit about Alex Jones. I mean, this is I guess a lot of people in this region of the world don't know what's happening about Alex Jones. Like, and if they do, they just think he's a conspiracy theorist who got caught.
Yeah, so it is what happened to Alex Jones. This tweet is just kind of like a tweet that I thought encapsulated it nicely. But the full story, the quick rundown, if you're not familiar with what happened in the recent cases, he was sued by two parents of Sandy Hook, which was that shooting that happened, and it did happen, but in the United States, where the kid came in and shot a bunch of kids. But he entertained the thought for 3 days on his show and had people call in with theories that it didn't happen, and that was 9 years ago. And then it was 3 days, and then he's apologized for it several times since then, said he was wrong, that it did happen, and they sued him anyway for damages. That part is not that unusual, people wanting money or whatever, but the unusual part is that he set for over 500 hours of deposition, which is where you sit down and the lawyers can ask you questions and you have to answer them. And since it's a civil trial, you can't claim the Fifth Amendment, so you can't, there's no right of no self-incrimination, so he has to answer the questions. So, or he would have been held legally in contempt of court, and they would have taken him to jail. And then they also he gave them over 50 terabytes of data from all of his servers and hard drives and everything. And the judge, in the end, gave a default judgment saying that he was guilty anyway, because they said that he didn't provide enough discovery, even though he gave 500 hours of testimony and 50 terabytes of data.
Put things into context, 500 hours is more than 20 days non-stop without sleeping.
Yeah.
Just to put things into context, it's a bit of I don't like the character, and he was an advisor of one of the presidents I dislike the most. And I'm not talking about.
I didn't know Alex Jones advised Clinton.
I'm talking about Macron. He went.
Are you talking about Macron? Wait.
Yeah, I think it's Jones.
Macron.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Jones that advised Macron. So take it with a grain of salt and do your own research, right? But I do think it's him, and I really don't like him for this precise thing, because I don't like my president. So in any case, but this is torture. Like this is to me this is
the really bad part is that they just give him a default judgment, which means they said he's guilty of the and then they had a trial which it was televised. The trial was televised, but it wasn't a trial. It was just the hearing to say how much he had to pay. So that was the part that was televised, and that was put on TV. And the judge only allowed cameras in the courtroom for a documentary that someone was making about her. That was the only cameras that she allowed in the courtroom.
It's it's the default judgment is the crazy part here, right? Like this is not something that usually happens.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys' legal system works, but nobody ever gets a default judgment here. Like they never say you're just guilty. Even I mean, we have people that do horrendous things and they still get a trial. Mass shooters still get to go to trial and say they're innocent if they want to, and have a trial and present evidence and things like that.
Isn't the right to a fair trial in the Constitution?
Yeah, well, except in extreme circumstances, and the judge said this was an extreme circumstance because he didn't provide enough data. Because the only data he couldn't provide was his YouTube live shows, when he used to do YouTube live before he got banned off YouTube. That's because YouTube deleted them all 6 years ago, so he doesn't have a copy of them.
So, from the point of view of a pinko liberal that I am about this kind of things, and it's not about Jones, or it's not about Trump, or it's not about anyone, but I used to think when I was 13 years old that lies should be legally punishable. Well, there is some things as slander, sloth, defamation, because it actually has an effect on other people's lives and reputation and businesses, but this is kind of different. I was talking about factual lies, and because I'm not 13 anymore, I actually evolved into thinking that yes, but especially now when information comes from everywhere, at what point can you tell that something is the truth? When it comes to physical things, like grass is green, we have wavelengths to prove that grass, absorbs this wavelength and reflect that wavelength. But when it comes to concept, like what actually defines a lie, Jones said, invited people, as you say that Sandy Hook didn't happen. It did happen, but what if I say something in good faith, in complete good faith, okay, with information that are available to me at that point, that I'm convinced that that is true, right? And I get the same treatment.
Yep.
Well, I'm saying something that is true.
For 3 days, Alex thought it was like something to them.
Yeah, and also if you want to go back and watch the trial, I won't push on you anymore. But if you go, there's a famous clip of the trial out now that where the judge, where he was being examined by the plaintiff's lawyer, which is kind of like the prosecutor in a civil trial, and he said that the plaintiff's lawyer said, well, you lied about this, and he said, well, I believe it's true, and the judge looked at him and said, it doesn't matter if you believe it's true, you lied about it.
Yeah, that's the thing, and the reverse is also very, very dangerous, because what if there is something that I know is true? I always take I think his name was Auguste Semmelweis. He's the guy that fought to death so people wash their hands before medical procedures, right?
Oh, yeah.
Semmelweis was ridiculed Right? Sorry.
Yes. The guy
Yeah,
who told him
right.
to wash hands before surgery, he got like shunned by the medical community back in.
He got completely shunned by the medical community, and he actually infected himself. And again, you check the story, yeah. But I think he died of it, of the infection he gave himself, in order to prove that microbes existed, right? So what if, at this point, if we have this treatment from society, from the media, from whatever, you know that something is true. You have done your research. You have a breakthrough, but you're just shunned because whatever. Right? Is Pluto a planet? Can it be put to trial because Pluto isn't a planet anymore? I mean, like this kind of things. Like definitions change, our knowledge changes. We make discoveries, or we uncover things that not disable, that infirm previous statement. That's how science works, right? So
yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah.
we should be able to ask
it also I think it hurts our credibility. I mean, you guys see this, as being not Americans, and we're supposed to be the, our legal system is supposed to be the one that's the most just or whatever. So we, now I believe China is the one that did say something about it already. They said that they pointed to Alex Jones' trial and said that the United States shouldn't be speaking up about show trials or something like that. It's something along, I don't know the exact quote, but we referenced something about a Chinese show trial, and then they referenced Alex Jones.
I mean, yeah, I mean they're right. I mean,
I think any 15 lawyer will tell you that justice and law are two different things.
Yeah, sure, but like this is neither.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, the guy didn't die of like infecting himself. By the way, I just googled.
You just Google, right? Okay, he didn't die.
He did die in an asylum though, like a mental.
Oh.
So it might be related to the fact that he was shunned by the medical community.
Was he also in love with a pigeon?
Are you in love with the pigeon? No.
It's a Tesla reference.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. You know what? Like,
you can tell us if you're in love with a pigeon, and we'd love to know.
I am not in. It's a dove. Okay, to begin with, it's a dove, and it's platonic. Okay.
Right. Platonic, huh?
So, I just want to share a couple of things, like real quick, because we're edging toward the end. But share.
I love edging.
What the shit?
Edging.
That
Josh,
came out of nowhere.
He says one thing.
Josh, what is edging?
You have to Google it. I can't.
No, I'm not gonna. I want a friend to tell
We're
me.
getting demonetized again.
It's delayed gratification. How's that?
Okay.
Delayed sexual gratification.
Yes.
Okay, when you're with just the moment you want to, climax, but you don't do it,
Okay.
and then you go.
Drink now.
We're all well over 18 here, except Alex, which is only 20. But you can take it, right?
No, it's eye-opening. I learned something new today.
Even though he's 22, but he's the one who came with a concept. So yeah. No, a couple of funny things I wanted to highlight today.
He has 22 ex-boyfriends. He's not 22.
Oh, I get my.
He has 22 ex-boyfriends. So that's.
So.
Right.
We talked in the last episode about sentient corporations, right?
Oh, yes.
And I really love the fact that Facebook, I will not call it Meta, I don't care, did a chatbot, right? And one of the first things the chatbot did is to tell that Zuckerberg exploited people.
Holy crap.
Oh, that chatbot's getting what?
I just love it.
It says the company exploits people.
Well, it in all logic. So I, I haven't been too much into the research, but in all logic, it's using Facebook's own information, right, as a source for learning, because they have a lot of this, and I think it reflects the sentiment of people that are on Facebook. I don't know. I just find it very funny.
It is very funny. So, wow. Okay.
And to transition to this week in corporate fuckery, we have. So you know, like when social media were taking some taking flight, you know, like you had a lot of emo teens, and you still have a lot of teens shooting themselves, like videoing themselves while crying because they're sad for a reason or another. We've all been teens, but like this is not a teen. It's like it's a CEO. Shoots a crying selfie of himself, and I'm sorry, dude. Maybe you're genuinely sad. I mean, I've had hard professional decisions to take in my career too, but dude, like, come on.
That's sad, actually, dude. Like, I get it. I mean, I get it from his perspective, honestly. Like,
Yeah, but the selfie, I think, is pushing the envelope a bit too far. I mean, like ripping the envelope's butt.
I mean, he's just an expressive character. Dude takes a lot of selfies.
You can see it like that. And the last news I really want to share, because I think it's important for a lot of people of my generation. There is actually a 2 players mode for Super Punch Out.
What? I have no idea what this is.
What is Super Punch Out?
Alex,
Josh,
you
know
do
what
not
this
know Super Punch Out.
I actually do not know what this is. What is Super Punch Out? Wow.
Punch Out is a Nintendo Entertainment System boxing game. Okay, that was like technically absolutely surprising. It was a masterpiece, and then it was ported to the Super Nintendo as Super Punch Out. So new tab, Super Punch Out. And this game, this here game, a lot of people played it to death. People are still speedrunning it by this day, right? And after 28 years, people found a cheat code to play it 2 players. I mean,
how do you do
it's
it? What's the cheat code?
basically you press a combination of button on the
Down, up,
second
down,
pad.
left, right, A, B, C.
No, it's not the
Select
Konami
star.
code. You press a combination of button at a certain screen, and it gives you a character select, and you press another combination of button while the fight is loading, and it gives the second player control of the other character. So basically, like you're here. This is not Glass Joe. I forgot his name, but no, stop doing that.
Stop doing what?
Switching picture. So you the first player is here in transparency. The second player is there, and if you haven't played Super Punch Out, play it any way you can, because it's a fantastic title. It's very good for like 15 to 30 minutes play sessions, but what I find fantastic is that you can still hide secrets inside of game that last like 28 years. I played the shit out of this game.
Wow.
And
wow.
it's just a fun news. Yeah, it's just a fun piece of news.
It's cool.
Uh,
I actually sent you something similar, but like maybe that's for next week because we're probably out of time.
I wonder if it was a feature or a bug. Like, you know, like I've heard of some of these. Well, I've heard of some of the old, like Atari and Nintendo. Like they've done interviews with some of those old developers, and they said that things that people thought were cheat codes were actually bugs that they just didn't catch at the time.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's something that could be done for the next episode, like in tech and games. You can actually, I've seen a demo. It's called Code Injection, right? And with just manipulation from the gamepads, you can actually make some games do some really weird stuff. Like someone programmed Flappy Bird into Super Mario World. and you don't need any external tool. It's absolutely mind-blowing. They used memory overflow. They play a lot with the RAM, and with like how the instructions are processed, and they use it to actually inject codes that they input with the gamepad. It's absolutely crazy.
Run Crisis.
Well, yeah, it was kind of like, did you? I mean, well, I know you did, Danny. But you remember Game Genies, where you like plug in the? I mean, that's what that was like a device to use.
Yes.
To use buffer overflow to hack
yes.
your game. You just
yes,
buy them.
actually. I had one, and the results were interesting, but this is actually a feature. So a lot of cheat codes were actually put in these old system by developers themselves to actually go through playtesting faster, so you can have like more lives or infinite energy or something like that. So this might have been a developer thing, but the 2-player mode, I think this was for the players. And it's fun. Maybe we're gonna see a competitive Punch-Out scene arise soon. And that's all for me. If Alex or Ibnu or Josh have more things to show us,
Nah, I'm good.
No,
This
I'm
has
good.
been fun.
Likewise.
Okay. So at this point, I'm gonna conclude the session. It's been interesting because we've been talking about a very stormy week. With a tornado of events that touched both the crypto world and the American political world, and it ended with a cheat code. I don't know what that bodes for the future, but we certainly are living in interesting times. Fellows, have a good weekend. Don't do like me and curl up under your mattress while trembling and crying because this world is scary. Go play some Punch-Out and have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye.
Hashtag edging.
Oh.